In this video, I tackled the sloppy shifter in my WRX. I also encountered some messed up threads and some bushings that have already been upgraded. But I guess when you're getting to know a car, this sort of thing happens. So we're under the car, underneath the shift where the shifter is in the cabin, and we're gonna replace the blue bushings you see here, and we're gonna replace the shift linkage right above it. That looks to be I don't know, a 12 or 13 millimeter hex bolt. So I'm gonna remove that, and then I'm gonna direct my attention back here and remove the bushing back here. All right, see, does this come right off? Yeah, it comes right off. These bushings don't look messed up. Let's see, can I pry it off with this? Yeah, I think that'll get it. Now, I don't know how I'm gonna get that bushing out. So I think I'm just gonna drop the whole shifter, and I'm gonna see if I can do that with just removing shift components. I may end up taking off more components, but I'm gonna give it a shot. So this is the rearmost bushing. All right, that's one side. And there's the other side right there. I'm going to ruin the camera angle trying to get it, but you see where it is and you will see where my ratchet is going. So this one looks like it has been cross-threaded because it is not coming out smoothly. So I might have to rethread where that goes. So I'm gonna fight it out and see what we got. I think I finally got it out. All right, so that's the front and rear bushing out. I'm gonna see if I can drop the shifter from up top. That'll make it easier to work with. I don't know, these seem to be just as hard as the ones I'm putting in. But nevertheless, I have new ones, so they're going in, but I'll compare them once I get them both out. It looks like one of the previous owners installed a torque solution bushing kit, because these blue bushings look exactly like the ones from Torque Solution. I have this thread restore kit that I got a long time ago when I did my first head work on an E30. Let's see if I have the right size to fix the thread for the shift bushing. So I'm going to clean the threads on the screw and on the chassis. So I'm going to start the thread by hand on the bolt, then just work it down. Oh, it's not providing much resistance. It looks pretty good. It was just a portion that was actually screwed into the chassis that was just boogered a little bit. So I'm gonna go over it one more time and then hit up the chassis. There, that's a lot smoother. So if I'm lucky, I can get it started by hand and it'll do its job. Not so lucky. Now I'm almost certain as I look at it, it's not straight, but I read that they don't go in straight. So we'll see if I'm a lucky guy. So when you're threading something, a lot of times you can feel when things go good and things start to go bad. Even though I'm not sure that it's entirely straight, I'll know in a moment, but it started to feel good, like it got easier on the way in and the way out. And I'm able to turn this out by hand now, so that is a good sign. Let's see if the bolt goes in easily now. Still getting a hang up. But wait a minute. Yeah, the screw goes in with minimal resistance now. So we'll see if it works. So I did get a new shift linkage. I think it was turn-in concepts or something like that. So I'm gonna loosen this bolt. I'm not gonna take it out. And then I'm gonna try and knock out that roll pin. All right, now I know that's moving. Let's see about banging out that pin. This thing is really stuck. I'm banging, and I don't know if it's moving or if it's my imagination. I know it's kind of dark at times, but I was using a punch with a flat tip and a hammer to push out the roll pin. Almost. See, will this fit in there? This will fit in there. This is the one. Whew. All right, with that finally out, I will continue with this guy. No, there's a nut on top. I should have known. So I'm gonna put another wrench on the top. I don't even know if y'all can see this anymore. All right. That's free. Now this should be free. Yay. So those are all the old parts sitting beside all the new parts. I am tired, so I'm gonna go to bed. But when I come back, I'll be replacing the rear bushing, the front bushings, the shift linkage, and the pivot bushings. So it's the next day, and I am going to tackle the hardest first. I think it just makes sense. So I got the turn-in concepts joint that I'm going to install. See if it's easier if I slip it on. I fumbled around with the bushing for a bit, and I just couldn't get it on in its current location. So I decided to take another route. I should have been able to get it on, but why fight it? So this is so difficult to get in while it's under here that I'm gonna see if I can just take the whole thing out and put it in, because I will be replacing the bushings up top as well. So let's do that. So there's just one bolt held on by a nut that holds this on. So I am going to take it off. That will allow it to go down below. I'll be replacing this pivot bushing with the new one from Torque Solution. And note to self, it angles toward the driver. All right, let's go back down below. So I believe that will allow the whole thing to just come on down. Probably should remove the shift knob, but that's okay. It'll come on through too. Like a baby. And I think I can just pull this out as well. Or can I? Yeah, but I can point it down like this, and that should allow me to install the knuckle. All right, let's see if it's easier to insert this now that I have it out in the open. And it is a very, very, very tight fit. But it looks like it will go eventually. Ah, there we go. A world of difference when you can get your hand all the way around the thing. But it is super tight. Almost makes me think it is not installed right, but it is. And I forgot to put this in. Now I got to take it out. Because I'm pretty sure I need to put this in first. And that's going to make it even tougher. Actually, that goes in pretty easy. Or relatively easy. All right, let's see if I can get it back in with the rod in place. Oh, I can. Probably because I already got it in before. Give it a little tippy tap tap. Let's see if I can get the bolt through. Almost. All right, so now that it's in, put the nut on and snug it up. So now the task is to get this pin back in, which was not fun to take out. But if it's the game you play, you gotta deal with it. All right, so now line it up and get the banging. And of course, I do have my safety glasses on. I'm making progress, but it is slow going, just like when I had to take it out. Look at this big boy. That's what I'm talking about. Get this big joker. Get some good wax on. Hell yeah. Get way out here and whack it. Dude, that makes it so much faster. I'm almost done. Hell yeah. Two whacks with this was like worth 20 or 30 with the small one. And it's already poking through the other side. Hell yeah. So the pin is in there pretty good now. And now I can put on the rest of the bushings. So now I'm going to put on the rear bushing, and it comes with this installation grease. So I'm going to put some on the inside. And I imagine that's the only place they intend for it to go. And I hope that's not too much. So let's see if I can position it and install the screw on this side. Golden correct. All right. Now I know this may be difficult for you to see. See if I can get the one that I had to rethread in easily. And I think I did. Now that is going in. Now that's going in beautifully. Beautiful. So now I'm going to insert the shaft. Oh shoot. Let me go ahead and put on these real quick. Idiot. Since I'm down here and I got the installation grease, I might as well get these bushings ready. That should be enough. And a little for the inside, why not? Now my fingers are all greasy. If these go in the way the other ones came out, it should not be that much of an issue. Nice and snug. All right, so now I can snake this back through. Yeah, I tried to force the shift knob through the little opening like a dumb butt. So I took it off and it goes through. So easy. So now I can put the shift arm into the new bushing. So it is now into the new bushing, and now I can reconnect the front part. And this should be straightforward. There we go. Then that thing and the nuts. And with that, all the undercar bushings are done. And this is a good time because it is almost bedtime. But I think I can squeeze in the one up top before I call it quits. All right, let's go up top. Oh, ooh. Now, I would have probably been better off disconnecting this, but I was able to do it. So just keep that in mind if you're gonna do this. It's not a bad idea to take off the O2 sensor. Just gives you a little more room. So this is the lever, and if you look inside, the bushings are non-existent. If you recall, they had a lot of play. So I'm going to remove those and install the new one from Torque Solution. This is all that was left of the bushing on this. And that, I'm sure, was a source of a lot of the play I was having. And this should be pretty easy. All right, there's still a little play. Let's see what happens when we tighten it up. Wow. All right, so that's it. I'll put the trim on and I'm done. So I've been able to drive the car quite a bit, and the shifting is 1,000 times better. It helps to know what gear you're in. Funny, huh? If you'd like to follow along as I continue to make improvements and upgrades on my 04 WRX, hit subscribe. Thanks for watching. Take care.